I hope you're on a great Easter. And over the Easter, there's been, just so happened, there's been, out of coincidental or not, or because it's unexplained, many UFO sightings. Let's take a look at some.
A massive UFO spotted hovering over Astana, Kazakhstan. This large anomaly was captured on video in the skies on Easter 2026.
I mean, can you explain any of that? It seemed like a genuine video, but, or is it? AI out knocking around these days. It's hard to differentiate. I'd probably say that's a genuine video, but I don't think it's a genuine UFO. Definitely not. Anyways, on to the next ones. It only gets juicier as we get on.
Bunking idiotic space denial videos.
Look. Yup, that is exactly what you think it is. A zip line taking the astronauts off of the rocket.
No, that's the complete opposite of what's happening. The basket in the video is the Artemis emergency egress system. Basically, if there is a launch pad emergency, the astronauts and other personnel will use it to leave the launch pad and be attended to by emergency response crew once they reach the ground. Additionally, NASA confirmed in the post-launch press conference that they intentionally released the baskets
right before it goes up and flies straight up and then down and lands in the ocean, because they're not actually going to space.
For starters, it doesn't land in the ocean, it lands on the ground at a safe distance. And secondly, they're definitely in space. You could watch NASA's live coverage on their YouTube channel.
Because it's not real like you know it. There's a reason why the first moon mission since 1969 took place on April 1st of all days.
Okay, let's get one thing straight. The last crewed lunar mission was in 1972, not 1969. And the only reason why Artemis 2 launched on April Fools is because the launch window lined up. But let's hear your brilliant explanation.
It's because it wasn't even happening in the first place. Because they cannot go to the moon, and they've never been able to go to the moon.
You know what? You're completely right. I guess us landing on the moon 6 times never happened.
The rocket flies up and then it falls straight down into the ocean.
Yeah, absolutely not. The rocket has a staging process where certain components of the vehicle separate at specific intervals in the flight. Regardless, you're on a roll, so let's continue with the misinformation.
If Richard Nixon could call with a landline phone all the way up to the moon in 1969,
that never happened. His phone call was routed to Mission Control in Houston, and they relayed the message to the astronauts on the moon.
Why can't we have a live stream of them in the cockpit while it was even on the ground? Because that didn't even show up at all. We didn't even see them before they launched on the ground inside.
What I'm about to show you is going to blow your mind.
Press and some of the checkouts needed to prepare for today's launch.
So, it seems some people have got an answer for everything. And they're trying to bend the truth a bit. Or are they? Anyways, let's see what they say about this video, because it gets juicier. Oh, before we start the video, do you really think we've been to the moon? Yes or no? Put in the comments below. Put it now, before the video starts. So, let's go to the next video. This is juicy. That's if YouTube allow it. Watch this.
I have a spicy conspiracy theory for you today. And I'm just going to start out by saying it's a lot easier to control the masses and control the narrative around something through emotional manipulation. So you'll notice if something is considered a tragedy, it's like totally taboo to ask questions about it. Case closed, that's it. So if there's people in the comments that have a problem with this or calling me insensitive for talking about this, That's fine, because if it's true, that's the desired outcome. Anyways, this is the crew of the 1986 Challenger space shuttle mission. Infamously, on January 28, 1986, the space shuttle exploded right after takeoff. The disaster was broadcast on live television to 40 million viewers. Two men, Bob Eberling and Roger Boisjolly, worked tirelessly to warn NASA about an issue with the shuttle's O-rings, making calls and warning anyone that would listen going all the way back to October the prior year. They warned that if these O-rings were used on a launch on a day that was below 40 degrees Fahrenheit, that there would be a catastrophe. But of course, no one listened, which automatically kind of makes me think they wanted the catastrophe to happen. Roughly 80 seconds after the launch, the shuttle exploded and all 7 crew members lost their lives. This is Judy Resnick, an engineer and pilot aboard the Challenger mission. In 2013, an eagle-eyed internet user found Judith Resnick, a law professor at Harvard Law School. Some people were a little taken aback by the identical name, age, and likeness, so they started digging. This is Michael J. Smith, also an engineer and pilot aboard the Challenger shuttle, who passed away that fateful day in 1986 at the age of 39 years old. This is Dr. Michael J. Smith, professor of engineering at the University of Wisconsin. This is Sharon Krista McAuliffe, arguably one of the most famous things about the Challenger mission. She was supposedly just a teacher that was picked at random to be one of the astronauts, which made it all the more tragic when she passed away due to the Challenger disaster in 1986. This is Sharon A. McAuliffe, also a law professor who received her degree shortly after the Challenger disaster. Dick Scobie was the commander of the mission. Here's Commander Dick Scobie next to Richard Scobie, the CEO of Cows and Trees. Here's his company's original logo. It's a cow, but it's not in a tree. It's strapped to a rocket, and gee, that jet stream kind of looks familiar. In fact, just in case I wasn't making it clear, the top picture is the Challenger ship shortly after exploding. So, Astronauts Ronald McNair and Ellison Onizuka both passed away when the Challenger shuttle exploded. Miraculously, it was found out that they both had twin brothers, Carl McNair and Claude Onizuka. But ancestry searches were done for both Carl and Claude, and there was no birth records found. And the odds of 2 sets of identical twins in a crew of 7 are astronomical. But that's just a theory. Rest in peace to the crew of the Challenger space shuttle mission.
Now, do you believe we've beaten the moon? Or what, haven't beaten the moon? Please put in the comments below, because that one's just blew my mind wide open. I mean, that's unexplained, isn't it? It's got to be unexplained. It's just like about 10 coincidences all rolled into one. I mean, who would have thought the all could have been twins? Every single one of them are twins, by the way. Did you not see that part? I did. So, yeah. Please put in the comments if you've been to the moon or not. It'll be interesting to see when you've seen that video. See what you really think. Catch you on the next one.